They brought him in at 1:47 a.m. Dr. Michael Harris was finishing a late shift at St. Anne's Medical Center when the call came through. A gunshot victim. Young. Critical. Police escort. By the time the gurney burst through the emergency room doors, Michael was already pulling on gloves, slipping into the calm he'd mastered over 15 years of trauma medicine. The patient was a black man in his late 20s. Bullet wound to the lower abdomen. Blood loss significant but survivable. Michael worked quickly, efficiently, speaking calmly even as alarm screamed. "You're going to be okay," he said, leaning close so the man could hear him. "Stay with me." The man nodded weakly. His voice was barely a whisper. "They shot me," he said. "I was running." Michael noted the words without reacting. He didn't ask questions. He never did. His job was to save lives, not collect stories. They stabilized the patient just before 2:30 a.m. Michael had barely finished his notes when two police officers approached him. One wore a city badge from the States. The other, a liaison officer from the UK, who happened to be on a joint task force assignment. Both looked composed. Too composed. "Dr. Harris," the American officer said, "we need a word." Michael glanced back at the trauma bay. "Is this about my patient?" "It won't take long," the British officer added. "Just routine." Michael followed them into a small consultation room. The lights were harsh. A recorder sat on the table, already blinking red. The American officer slid a file forward. Crime scene photos. A fallen officer. A handgun on the pavement. "You treated the suspect," he said. "I treated a patient," Michael replied. "And he told you what happened," the officer said. Michael folded his arms. "Anything said during treatment is confidential." The British officer leaned back. "Doctor, this is a matter of national interest. An officer is dead. The public deserves clarity." Michael met his eyes. "The public deserves the truth." The American officer leaned in. "Exactly, which is why we need you to confirm that the suspect admitted to firing first." Michael felt the shift immediately. The room wasn't about questions anymore. It was about compliance. "He didn't say that," Michael replied. The recorder hummed softly. The British officer sighed. "Let's not complicate things. You don't need to go into detail. Just confirm resistance, that he posed a threat." Michael shook his head. "I won't say something that isn't true." The American officer's tone hardened. "Doctor, careers end over moments like this." "So do lives," Michael said calmly. Silence filled the room. "You're refusing to cooperate?" the officer asked. "I'm refusing to lie." Michael stood up. No one stopped him this time. By morning, the story had already been written. "Suspect confesses in fatal police shooting." The headline read across American and British outlets alike. Michael stared at the screen in disbelief. He hadn't spoken to the press. He hadn't spoken to anyone. But the lie had traveled faster than the truth ever could. By noon, hospital administration called him in. They spoke carefully. Risk management, external pressure, ongoing investigations. By evening, he was placed on administrative leave. Unofficially, he was told to reconsider his position. That night, his inbox filled with messages. Some begged him to cooperate. Others warned him. One email stood out. "Fix your statement, or this gets worse." Michael slept on his couch with the lights on. 2 days later, the patient died. The cause was listed as complications from the gunshot wound. The story shifted again. Now there was no witness left, and the pressure intensified. Internal Affairs opened a case. His medical notes were questioned. His judgment scrutinized. A complaint was filed with the medical board in both the US and the UK, citing cross-jurisdictional conduct concerns. But being right won't protect you. Michael nodded. He already knew. The call came from London first. A formal request for testimony. Suggested wording attached. Michael didn't respond. Then his license review notice arrived. He sat at his kitchen table, staring at the paper, hands trembling slightly. He thought of medical school in Boston, of residency nights in Chicago, of the oath he'd taken, quietly, sincerely. First, do no harm. What harm did a lie do if it made everything easier? That night, a knock came at his door. It was a journalist named Emily Carter. She worked between New York and London, known for stories that made powerful people uncomfortable. "They're rewriting history," she said bluntly, "and they're using your silence." Michael didn't invite her in. He stood in the doorway. "If I speak," he said, "they'll destroy me." She nodded. "If you don't, they'll destroy the truth." He looked down at his hands. He remembered the patient's eyes, the fear, the trust. "Okay," he said quietly, "but we do it right." The story didn't explode overnight, but it spread. Doctors in New York shared it. Nurses in Manchester recognized the pattern. A paramedic from Ohio came forward. A London-based emergency responder confirmed the suspect had arrived unarmed. An audio recording surfaced. Conflicting police commands. Gunshots. Panic. Authorities called it misleading. They called Michael unprofessional. They called him biased. Someone mailed him a photo of his apartment with a note. "We know where you live." His landlord asked him to leave. Emily offered her spare room in London. Michael accepted. The medical board hearing was broadcast online. Michael sat alone at the table as officials questioned his motives, his neutrality, his mental state. "Why refuse cooperation?" one asked. "I cooperated with medicine," Michael said, "not with falsehood." His license was suspended indefinitely. Outside, reporters shouted questions. "Was it worth it?" Someone yelled. Michael paused before answering. "The truth doesn't stop being true because it's inconvenient." That clip went viral. Public opinion shifted. Slowly, unevenly, but noticeably. Protests erupted in several U.S. cities. Vigils formed in the UK. Then a leaked document surfaced. Internal communication. Instructions to align medical testimony. Language that confirmed pressure. An independent inquiry was announced. Quiet resignations followed. Michael received a letter months later. His license was reinstated. No apology. No acknowledgement. Just permission to return. He declined. Instead, he accepted a position at a small community clinic serving underserved patients between rural England and inner-city America, splitting his time quietly, deliberately. One afternoon, a young medical student recognized him. "You're the doctor," she said, "the one who refused to lie for the police." Michael smiled gently. "I just kept my oath." She shook her head. "That's rarer than you think." That evening, Michael locked up the clinic and stepped into the cool air. The truth hadn't protected him. It hadn't made him powerful, but it had left him whole. And in a world that asked for silence, that was everything. Are you satisfied with Dr. Michael's story? Subscribe to this channel to get similar stories. Like and share this video. Also drop your thoughts in a comment. Michael's colleagues grew distant. A senior consultant pulled him aside. "You're right," the man whispered.